שחקי שחקי על החלומות, זו אני החולם שחקי כי באדמה מין, כי עודני מאמין בך, שחקי כי באדמה מין, כי עודני מאמין בך, כי עוד נפשי דרור שואפת, לו מכרתי על עגל פז, כי עוד אמין גם באדם, גם ברוחו רוח חז, כי עוד אמין גם באדם, גם ברוחו רוח חז.
If you are working your way to the room, please come on in and take your seats. Please come on in and find a seat. Thank you. Oh, I should tell them yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to try to begin because I know everyone wants to get to lunch. And we have a few things that are very important to do beforehand. So if I could ask you all who are not sitting to please take a seat. We will have tons of time afterwards for all the schmoozing we ever want to do. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the installation of Rabbi Amiel Monson. Before we officially begin, before I say anything else, before I call a single person up to the or to the microphone, please, please, please reach into your purse or your pocket, take out your cell phone, and silence it. It may not be Shabbat, but this is a sacred occasion. We are marking a new chapter in the life of Bethel. We are affirming our relationship between Rabbi Monson and this community. We are celebrating our values and our vision. Let's please do that without the buzzes and the beeps and, heaven forbid, ringtones of the mundane. My name is Amy Kesar. I was honored to co-chair the search committee with Leon Weissman, who unfortunately could not be here today, and to serve on the installation committee under the magnificent leadership of Phyllis and Michelle Schachter. Neither of whom wanted to be the MC for the afternoon, so you're stuck with me. I promise I will be the second most entertaining Kesar in the room, and I will try to keep moving. To that end, to officially begin the festivities, please welcome representatives of the Bethel Hebrew School to stand. If you are able, I invite you to stand for Hatikva, which is in your program if you would like the words. Can have a seat. Thank you, Bethel Hebrew School and Helene Geiger for putting that together and teaching the kids. Welcome to our members with whom it is really a thrill to celebrate this. This is what Steve wants us to use. my larger voice. Can you hear me in the back? All right. So, welcome to all of our members. Woo! Thank you. Welcome to all of our members with whom it really is a thrill to celebrate this occasion. Welcome to our visitors, including the Honorable Representative Perry Warren, County Commissioner Bob Harvey, and Lower Mayor John B. Lewis. Thank you for your support of Congregation Beth. We could not be here without you.
Testing.
How about this? Hey! All right. Reaching a milestone like this really does take a shtetl. It is thanks to the contributions of a remarkable number of people that we are able to mark this new chapter for Beth El. In chronological order, an installation cannot happen without a successful search, and I would be remiss if I did not recognize the search committee who worked passionately for months. A big thank you to Carol Benderson-Leiter, Andrew Braverman, Ben Bunin, Robin Cohen, Kara Davis, Eric Fishbein, Adam Flager, Phil Friedenreich, Helene Geiger, Tom Moore, Ian Schachter, Michelle Schachter, Phyllis Schachter, and Leon Weissman. Once Rabbi Monson was officially hired, the transition committee began. Thank you to Tom Moore, Adam Flager, Phyllis Schachter, Michelle Schachter, and Leon Weissman, as well as our salon hosts, Wendy and John El Ghazi, Susan and Harv Strauss, Jack and Margie Wellerstein, and Phyllis and Larry Schachter, for helping to integrate the Monsons into their new and old community. A two-day installation cannot happen without a dedicated installation committee. I'm guessing everyone in this room has been on a committee with people who want to give their opinions but not do the work. This was not one of those committees. This committee was led by Michelle and Phyllis Schachter, who had the vision, who provided leadership, and who also handled the details of the food and entertainment and invitations and decor and parking and speakers and chairs and so much more. Thank you also to Amy and Matt Julin, Tom Moore, Rachel Oring, Ian Schachter, Senior Schachter, Sherry Senior, not everyone's a Schachter, it does seem that way sometimes. Everyone who stayed late last night to turn this room over, and last but very certainly not least, to Penny Bardfeld, who single-handedly raised $35,000 in tribute ads to support Beth El. Not a single event would happen in this building without our wonderful staff, John Biacek, Norma Gomez, newcomer Danica Robbins, and of course Barbara Schwartz. And these events also could not happen without Beth El Catering and all of the volunteers who make delicious meals like the one that all of you are going to be enjoying today. Thank you to everyone who makes this happen. Rabbi Monson, I know that I speak for everyone on that very long list when I say that we have all been honored to get to know you over the last year and a half. But there are some people here who have known you for much longer than a year and a half. So I am going to turn this over to someone who has known you longer than, well, one of two of the longest in the entire world, Rabbi Amiel Monson's father, Rabbi Michael Monson, who will be speaking from his seat.
No. First of all, my gratitude to the selection committee and a compliment on their profound wisdom in engaging Rabbi Amiel Monson. This is a very hard moment for me in the best of terms. I'm very rarely at a loss for words to say, but I am so overwhelmed by being here, by seeing this congregation, by seeing what Rabbi Monson has achieved. I'll give you a little history. Rabbi Monson, Rabbi Amiel Monson, grew up as Rabbi Monson's son, always known as Rabbi Monson's son. A couple of months ago, Rabbi Monson called me, and I didn't get to the phone fast enough. And the return call was not to his cell phone, which I recognize, of course. It was to, it happened to be to here. And I had to press a button to reach my son. And I pressed for Rabbi Monson, and Barbara answered the phone and said, Rabbi Monson's office. And you have to hear what it means to me to hear someone say Rabbi Monson's office, and that ain't me. And she said, I said, is Rabbi Monson there? And she said, yes. She said, whom shall I say is calling? And I said, I wanted to do this so much. Rabbi Monson is calling. I want to give, besides the shout out to the selection committee, and I mean this half facetiously and probably 3/4 or 2/3 seriously, a shout out to my late wife, Rawa, and to me for the 2 sons that we raised. More than even their achievements, but their values. And that, as you will hear, is what is most important to me. I want to share with you something that some people in this room have heard now twice before. It is the remarks I made at when Rabbi Monson was bar mitzvah, when Rabbi Monson was married, and now at his installation. And much has been made of the fact that Rabbi Monson has I'll call it a pedigree. And it's a very prestigious and noble background. Rabbi Monson, I corrected him, is a descendant of generations of rabbis before his grandfather, his great-grandfather, Reb Tuvia Geffen. There were rabbis Geffen for many, many years in Lithuania. And I mentioned that my Dvar Torah for Avi's Bar Mitzvah was the meeting of families, tribes of Israel. And when the tribes of Israel meet, each presents their credentials. And everyone says, oh, well, my background is this, and my is this. And the Rizhiner Rebbe says, Etzlenu miyuchasim al abanim. In our community, we derive our pedigree, our distinction from our children. And I, Fanny, and everyone here of the family derives an unbelievable honor to be the father, the stepmother, the aunt, cousins, brother, we don't forget that, of Rabbi Amiel Monson. I'm going to take a little digression, a bit of history for those of you who live in the community. The first kinus of Eastern Pennsylvania, USY, took place in the spring of 1961. And the counselors the male counselors for the Kinos were a young man who a freshman at Lehigh and had started USY groups at Allentown, Bethlehem, and Easton, and a fellow from Quakertown, I believe, right? And his name was Jack Gruenberg, and of course I was the freshman at Lehigh. Jack and I have retained a friendship for 60 plus years, and it is a friendship. When I was ill these past years, it was Jack and a bunch of the old guys who came to see me, who called me, who look after me. So I am not unfamiliar with Rabbi Joshua Gruenberg, and I will be kind to Rabbi Joshua Gruenberg and not share stories. By the way, for your interest, the speaker at that keynote was a young rabbinical student whose father was a rabbi in Pottsville or Pottstown, and his name was Ismar Shorsh. Oh my. Ami, there are so many thoughts that go through my mind today, but I'm going to select a passage so that I stay true to form in terms of our relationship. And I'm going to select a passage that my very, very dear friend and student from decades, Steve Fried, just made you rabbi, Steve Fried and I have studied, and we're studying Pirkei Avot with the new commentary by Gordon Tucker and Tamar Applebaum. It has the following comment. Hillel Omer, Havei Ketamidav Shalachon, Ohev Shalom, Rodev Shalom, Ohev Briot. Hillel, the last of the pairs who are mentioned in the order of Pirkei Avot, says you should be like the Talmidim of Aharon. And I never understood that. I never understood it most recently when Steve and I studied it a couple of months ago. And in preparation for today, I did some more research and study, and I found in Avot Rabbi Natan, which is a much later treatise, much like Pirkei Avot, it says something interesting, and Ami, this is for you. Aharon was obviously the high priest, right? But it says that in his later years, he came down from the altar and mixed among the people, and he became the counselor, the guide, the moral authority. And that's why they selected Aaron. I thought that was a challenge to you. It also represents who you are and what you've accomplished. You are Ohev Shalom v'Rodev Shalom. And we sometimes mistranslate Shalom as peace. Shalom comes from the Hebrew Shalem. Unfortunately, Ami, you have inherited a world that is not whole, a world that is fragmented, a world that I guess I could say is in trouble. And you have a challenge to make it whole, to be Ohev Shalom v'Rodev Shalom. But the most important part of that phrase is Ohev et Habriot. My wife Fanny will tell you, there is no one who we know, and I mean this, friends, family, acquaintances, professional, social, who loves human beings like Amiel Monson. Indeed, you are Ohev et Habriot. And because of that, Ami, the Briot like you too. Thank you.
Next, please welcome to the microphone, or the microphone to the speaker, Rabbi Ami's brother, Ori Monson.
Let's see if this works. Can you hear me okay? Okay. It's interesting going in between two rabbis, generally, but when one is your father and one you've known since he was 1 year old, it's definitely an interesting place to be. So I'm going to pull one advantage I have in this case and start by reading a letter to Rabbi Monson, Jr. I have to be really careful, by the way. Which the official formal copy will be delivered to the shul this week. But greetings, Rabbi Monson. It is my honor to celebrate your installation as the next rabbi to hold the pulpit in Congregation Bethel's distinguished 63-year history. As an irreplaceable member of the Commonwealth's religious community, you have served not only as a rabbi, but as a teacher, mentor, and friend to members of your congregations. During your career, you have demonstrated a commitment to education, Jewish youth, and community engagement through the various programs you have directed and courses you have taught. Your caliber of character, passion, and inner strength, as well as your desire to help others develop these qualities in themselves, is impressive. I wish to extend my gratitude and appreciation for your hard work and service. I'm confident that your dedication to Congregation Bethel will set an example to others for many years to come. As governor, and on behalf of all Pennsylvanians, I'm honored to recognize your installation as rabbi at Congregation Bethel. Please accept my best wishes for continued success, Governor Josh Shapiro. It has the seal and everything, so he has to be a little formal. So I actually want to thank the committee and everybody, number one, for bringing my brother and his family closer to our family. It has been a long trek back from the West Coast, but it's nice to be within an hour, and we're very appreciative. It's amazing to me to have so many, obviously my father and my stepmother here. I wish that my mother could be here. She would have probably enjoyed this more than almost anybody. Personally, professionally, and in every way possible. And it is amazing to me to see so many. Try it again. Better? We're back. Okay, we'll be in and out a bit. There are so many members of our family, our cousins, extended family who have come from so far, friends from our entire lifetime, who we've known for 5 decades, who are here. And it's interesting to me that they have come, some from very far, to mark what is really, in some ways, a local community event. Cousins, friends of many decades who've been part of our lives. But Ami's a special person, and as my father alluded to, and he is probably the most empathetic and caring person you'll ever meet, the empathetic and caring person we all need in our lives. And I'm confident as his brother saying you're lucky to have him. Now, I'm not a member of this community, but actually have known members of this community also for probably 5 decades. Sound about right? Yeah? Okay. 48? Okay. And I know the character of the community they have built. And I know that Ami and Manya and Moshe and Ravi are lucky to be welcomed into this community. So, still not the rabbi, but I have to do this. I was trained this way. Looking ahead to the double parsha we read this coming week, Vayakel Pekudei. And it's one of my favorites, mainly because the main character of the whole thing is the chief architect. And his name is Bezalel ben Uri. It's the first time my name appears in the Torah, so that's always been kind of my focus of it. And it also, he's kind of the dominant person. It's the artisans, and they're building all the different pieces of the temple. But it actually took me a while to focus on the important parts at the beginning of the story and at the very end. So first, beginning in chapter 35, Moses directs everyone in the community to give of themselves, to bring their material gifts, but also their skills, to contribute to building the Mishkan, the tabernacle. Everyone in the community has a role to play. And at the end of these chapters, which is also the end of the book of Shemot, when everyone in the community has participated by whatever skills, materials that they bring to the table, with the spiritual leadership of the community, only then does God's presence fill the Mishkan. And that is what my brother and this community are working on together, creating a place for God's presence. And I can't imagine a greater opportunity to do that. Thank you for allowing me and my family to be a part of this.
We now come to the installation itself. To install, please welcome to the Bima our former rabbi and now senior Zekamuna and a lifelong friend of Rabbi Ami, Rabbi Joshua Gruenberg.
Good morning. Let me begin with a small confession. You may notice that I am holding printed remarks in my hand. Those of you who remember some of my years here, you know this is highly unusual. I rarely spoke from a printed manuscript when I was your rabbi. You may also notice that I am wearing glasses. That too, new. I was definitely not using these when I was your rabbi here, so clearly two things have changed in those years. First, I now need notes. Second, I now need help seeing those notes. But I figured two things. First, if I tried to do this from memory, I might get emotional and wander. And second, when you return to a place that holds such a large piece of your heart, it's wise to make sure that you say what you came to say. Because for Alyssa and for me, being here this morning with this community, in this sanctuary, at this exact moment, is deeply meaningful. This congregation for 7 formative years. Our children grew up here. Coincidentally, when we left, Sam was shorter than me. That's no longer the case. Our friendships deepened here. And for me personally, this is the place where I truly learned how to be a rabbi. Not from books, but from walking alongside a community through moments of joy, uncertainty, celebration, and loss. This community has shaped the rabbi that I am today. Jewish tradition understands that the relationship between a community and their rabbi is sacred. The Talmud teaches, Harbe lamadati me rabotai, ume chaverai yoter mehem, umi talmidai yoter mekulam. I have learned much from my teachers, more from my colleagues, but the most from my students. The sages understood something profound. Leadership in Judaism is never a one-way street. Sure, a rabbi teaches a congregation. Yes, but a congregation also teaches a rabbi how to lead, how to listen, how to care, and how to grow. The relationship is reciprocal. It goes in both directions. And that truth points to something even deeper. Rabbis spend their lives trying to see the fullness of the communities that we serve. Your hopes, your anxieties, your differences, your stories. And we try to hold all of it with compassion. But the strongest communities, communities like this one, understand that the relationship works both ways. Communities, too, can strive to see the fullness of their rabbis, because rabbis, despite the title, are also human beings. And the only way any community, rabbi and congregation together, will ever reach something approaching wholeness is if we are able to grant one another three gifts: the space to be imperfect, the courage to be vulnerable, and the grace to be human. When that happens, something sacred emerges, which brings me to the extraordinary moment that we are marking today, and to the person you are welcoming as your rabbi. Rabbi Amiel Monson and I have known each other for nearly 50 years. Our story begins in places that have shaped so many lives: Solomon Schechter and Camp Ramah. For a while, our lives unfolded side by side, the Gruenbergs and the Monsons, some of those other camp are here today as well. But the Gruenbergs moved to New York in 1980, and our paths diverged. And yet somehow, again and again, our families kept finding their way back into one another's lives. And not just this generation and the generation before us, but the next generation as well. Through friendships, through community, through shared commitment to Jewish life, some relationships, it turns out, are simply meant to keep circling back. My dear friends, anyone who knows Rabbi Amiel Monson knows something that you've heard already about him, but it is something very particular. He is one of those rare human beings who genuinely lives to lift other people up. Not occasionally, not when it's convenient, but consistently, instinctively, almost effortlessly. Ami has the remarkable capacity to see the best in all people and to remind them that it's there. If you've ever received a birthday message from him, you know what I mean. If you've ever received one of his camp letters, both of my kids have gotten them at this point, you know what I mean. If you've ever been the beneficiary of one of his Facebook posts celebrating someone else's accomplishments, you know what I mean. And then for a select few of us in the room, and really a select few, if you ever received a Monts Mix, you definitely know exactly what I mean. For the younger people who are in the room, a Monts Mix was essentially a carefully curated playlist created back in the ancient technological era when we had to put music onto an actual cassette tape. I imagine there are people here who could pine in on what was their favorite Monts Mix. My favorites were, well, my favorite of all time was Monts Wind and Fire, Monts National Convention, which was always, actually, Monts National Convention number 2, definitely better than number 1. My guess is that maybe Harold or Ami still has a Monts Mix somewhere deep in their... And here is the amazing thing. Like everything Ami does, these notes, these mitzvahs, they were thoughtful. They were personal, and they were filled with heart. Because in every forum across decades, the message has always been the same. I see you, you matter, and there is something good in you worth celebrating. That kind of spirit cannot be manufactured. It flows naturally from who Ami is. And that quality, the ability to see people deeply and generously, is the greatest gift that a rabbi can bring to a community. So my dear friends here at Bethel, you are so lucky to be welcoming a rabbi who believes in people. Rabbi Monson, you are stepping into a community filled with people who are worth believing in. And so the work ahead of both of you is not simply to share a building or programs or even a vision. The work ahead is to share a journey, to grow together, to learn together, to celebrate together, to show up for one another in moments of joy and moments of challenge, to see one another fully, support one another generously, and to build together a vibrant future for this sacred congregation. At the risk of being a little bit trite, there is a beautiful teaching in Pirkei Avot. Aseh lecha rav uknei lecha chaver. Find for yourself a teacher and build a relationship with a friend. The wisdom of that teaching is that the best spiritual leadership is not hierarchical. At its best, the relationship between a rabbi and a community holds both roles at once: teacher and learner, leader and partner, guide and friend. And when that happens, something extraordinary becomes possible. A community doesn't simply endure, it grows, it deepens, it flourishes. So my hope and prayer today is rooted in the reality of what is already happening here. That the two of you, Rabbi Monson and the Bethel community, will build exactly that kind of relationship together. A relationship rooted in trust, strengthened by learning, sustained by compassion, and filled with joy. And so now, it is my pleasure to invite up my friend, Rabbi Amiel Monson. And to say that it is my honor and privilege to officially install and welcome the next rabbi of this sacred congregation, Rabbi Amiel Monson.
Shalom, family, friends, board members, dignitaries, members of our beloved Bethel community. Ein davar ba'olam shera'ui laha'arich yoter ma'osher yedidut emet. There is nothing on this earth more to be prized than true friendship. I want to start with an attitude of gratitude in thanking my childhood friend, teacher, and colleague, Rabbi Joshua Grunberg, and his amazing wife, Alyssa, for coming in from Baltimore and doing me the honor of being our guest speaker and installer today. Rabbi Grunberg and I initially grew up together in Philadelphia and went to elementary school with our two other oldest male friends, one who is here today, my oldest friend, and yes, he's an Ami too, Ami Eden, and Dr. Aaron Hahn Tapper, who could not be here today, but well represented by his parents. And our oldest female friends, Yael Taubman, whose parents are here, and my friend Abby Cohen, Zichrono Livracha. Believe it or not, Josh, Aaron, and I spent our summers together at Camp Ramah in the Poconos as well. I have been, continue to be, and always will be in awe of Rabbi Gruenberg's ability to command an audience. He's so insightful into the human spirit, his love of Judaism, and of course, his first love, sports. Rabbi Gruenberg is so impactful with his words on the Bima, and he continues to serve as a great spiritual leader for the community that he leads. As my dad taught me, for me, he is a dugma ishit. More ma'at v'aseh harbe. Say little and do much. To my father, which he's probably upset because I didn't say, to my Abba. Okay, to my Abba, Rabbi Amiel Monson, I'm not looking at you, Dad, because I'm going to cry. So, thank you for your constant guidance, your wisdom, discipline, and how you've always stepped up and been the best caregiver and supporter for so many college students, congregants, high school students, and families throughout your rabbinic career. My journey has been shaped by having you as a steady compass and a source of strength that I rely on daily. Thank you for bestowing on me your work ethic and ability to always be early. Amen. I am honored and feel privileged to be Rabbi Monson Jr. or Rabbi Monson II. Benzoma Omer Ezahu Chacham Halomed Mikol Adam. Who are wise, those who learn from everyone around them. To my Ima, my former professor, Dr. Rella Mintz-Geffen, Zichrono Livracha, thank you for sharing your incredible wisdom with me. When being with you while you were alive, I constantly was in awe of your ability to cultivate deep, long-lasting relationships instantaneously. How you really cared for everyone to whom you encountered. In my mind, long before Dr. Wolfson wrote his book, you were the poster child for relational Judaism, focusing on always creating community. I strive to bring that same warmth and connection into my own life each and every day. Ben Zoma Omer Ezahu Mechubad, HaMechubad Tabriot. Ben Zoma said, who is honored? Those who honor others. To my brother, Uri, my sister-in-law, Rebecca, and my amazing nieces, Shoshana and Ariel, and my beautiful nephew, Eitan. Thank you for being such incredible role models. Your support has meant the world to me, and I feel blessed to have you in my corner. Thank you for teaching me about the love of sports and trading cards and memorabilia. To my stepmother, Fanny, thank you for always challenging me to strive for excellence. I truly admire how you approach everything with such a sense of elegance and pristine grace, making our family life so incredibly special. If you have something to say, I'm here to listen. That's what my amazing Aunt Lisa said that to me on more than one occasion. Although all three have passed, they all gave me great wisdom and guidance. My Aunt Jennifer Monson, my Aunt Lisa, sorry, she's not a bug. My Aunt Jennifer Monson, sorry, she used to say, not a bug. My Aunt Lisa Schlesinger and my Uncle Jim Schlesinger. Their pedagogy, passion for volunteerism, and kindness live with me each and every day. Ezahu Ashir Asamach Bechalko. Also a oldie but goodie by Ben Zoma. Who is the rich one who is happy with his or her portion. To my Ashet Kyle, my best friend and my life partner on this incredible journey. Manya, thank you for keeping me grounded, not an easy task, and focused on what is important in life. Moshe and Ravi, besides your Ima, you are my heart and soul. Thank you for your patience and time with being my sons. You had no choice. Sorry. You'll suffer. And I'm amazed how you have handled it and the situation so well. I'm so grateful to be your Abba, and not a day goes by that I don't recognize that. Thank you to all my family and friends who came from many places to be here with us to celebrate this most auspicious occasion. It is with a profound sense of humility, gratitude, and immense nachat that I stand before you today being officially installed as your new rabbi. To be chosen to serve this community is not just an honor, but a deep privilege, a zechut, a merit I do not take lightly. Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua Omer, Yehi kavod talmidecha chaviv alecha kishalcha Kamoreh Rabbecha, Kamorah Rabbecha, Kamorah Shemayim. Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua said, let the honor of your student be dear to you as your own, and the honor of your fellow like the reverence of your teacher, and the reverence of your teacher like the reverence of heaven. None of this would have been possible without one of my rabbis, mentors, and teachers, Rabbi Ed Feinstein, Rabbi Emeritus at Valley Beth. Which is a true story. Pay you for your guidance and mentorship. I want to take a moment to acknowledge my mentor from rabbinical school who passed away a few months ago, Rabbi Shochet, Zichrono Levracha. Ironically, Rabbi Shochet was Rabbi Feinstein's rabbi growing up. Rabbi Shochet was my biggest rabbinically. From the initial planning phases to the final moments of the event, your tireless dedication, attention to detail, and passion were truly unmatched. You anticipated every need, handled logistical challenges with grace, and created a welcoming, seamless experience for everyone in attendance. This successful, memorable event is a testament to your hard work, and we are profoundly grateful for the time and energy you shared with us. Thank you to my buddy, my purple friend, Henny Bartfeld, for spearheading the sponsorship drive. Kudos and appreciation to all of you who donated money and took out an ad in the journal. Thank you for your generous contributions and eloquent words of praise. Thank you to the catering volunteers for the delicious brunch that you'll have today. And thank you to all those with their hands in helping make the whole thing happen. I truly and deeply appreciate it. I, of course, must thank my incredible, they call her my office wife, partner in crime, and the person who really makes this place run, Barbara Schwartz. Barbara, it was in February, but we're going to celebrate in April. This is her 10th year at Bethel. Barbara is the true catalyst who makes it all happen and makes everyone around her better. Thank you to Norma and John, and to our newest addition, Danica Robbins. Most importantly, I want to thank all of you for the incredibly warm welcome my family and I have received even before arrival. If I inadvertently missed thanking anyone, I apologize. Your support means more than you'll ever know. Allow me to set the scene for you. The rabbi arrives at the house, a space now quiet but heavy with the weight of impending loss. The 90-year-old father, a pillar of community in his day, was in a hospital bed in the living room. His children, all adults themselves, were gathered around, wearing the exhaustion of sleepless nights. The role of the rabbi was not to bring answers, but to bring calm and represent the presence of the divine, the Shekhinah, in a moment of profound vulnerability. The rabbi didn't enter with a loud greeting. He moved quietly to the bedside, acknowledging the family with a gentle nod and a soft shalom. He sat down, not standing over them, and held the hand of the father, even though he was not responsive. He spoke softly, directly to him, telling him he was not alone. He turned to the children, and rather than offering platitudes like he's had a long life or he's in a better place, he simply said, "I'm so sorry for the pain. I am here for whatever that you need." He waited for them to speak first, allowing them to lead the conversation toward either memories or quiet grief. This is the rabbi I desire to be for Congregation Bethel and the greater Bucks County community. I want to play the role of consultant, a good listener, rather than active participant in someone else's personal situation. As I was taught at home by my parents, grandparents, and my brother, and by majority of my teachers throughout my lifetime, Shimon HaTzadik haya mishirei Knesset HaGdolah. Hu haya omer al shlosha dvarim ha'olam omed. Al HaTorah, al ha'avodah, ve'al gimilut chasadim. Shimon the righteous was among the surviving members of the Great Assembly. He would say the world stands on three things: Torah, learning and living and loving Torah study; the service of God, serving God through all types of godlike acts and deeds, acts of kindness, thinking about and helping others as much as humanly possible. My mantra is to make sure each person with whom I come into contact feels like they are being heard, cared for, supported, and loved. As I look out at you, I see the face of a community built on strong traditions, and I see the potential for an exciting future. Congregation Bethel, my goal is to walk this path with you, to serve as a guide, a learner, and a partner in strengthening our communal bond. Whether in moments of celebration or even more so in times of struggle, I hope to be a source of strength, comfort, and wisdom. Our Torah tells us that the community is not just a collection of individuals, but a single holy entity. My doors and my heart are open to you all. I am eager to hear your stories, learn from your experiences, and explore how we can deepen our connection to the divine and to each other. Let us work together to make this congregation a beacon of warmth, learning, and kindness, a true Makom Kodesh, a holy place where everyone feels at home. Thank you for this incredible opportunity to be your rabbi. I am truly humbled and feel privileged. I look forward to building our future.
This way. Rabbi Monson, there's a little bit more. To present a few tokens of our appreciation, I'd like to call up to the microphone Bethel President Andrew Braverman and immediate past President Ian Schachter.
Is it my second bar mitzvah?
Something like that. Okay. Short version, long version. We'll go with the short version. Yes. So, some quick housekeeping. It is so nice to see everybody in this room. I'm so happy that the community came out, and the extended community. I've seen faces in here I haven't seen in a long, long time. It's really been great. Just one more quick shout out. Michelle and Phyllis, thank you for co-chairing, but Amy, thank you for keeping this organized and on top. Great job. And finally, on my half, 50's come up a couple times. Grunbergs and Monsons have known each other 60 years, but we got almost 50 years going. Rabbi, 50 more. Amen. I'm sorry. One last thing. In the interest of time, I'm going to leave this right here, but we also received a letter from the Federation of Greater Philadelphia. Michael Balaban wrote a very nice letter. In the interest of time, I'm going to leave it right here because many of us want to get to lunch. Here.
All right, I will also keep this short. Of course, Rabbi, you already know how we feel. But what struck me from the very first time we met and every time since is genuinely how you get people. As a congregation and as individuals. And you walk into a room and somehow you already understand what somebody needs. Whether that's a word of comfort, a challenge, or just somebody willing to sit with them for a minute. That's a really hard thing to do once with people you know well. But you do it every time with friends old and new. So looking ahead, I'm really excited for what's to come. The Bethel community has so much to offer, and so do you, and I think we're really just getting started. So as a small token of our gratitude, we'd like to present you with this stender for your Siddur. A stender is more than just a stand. It's a place of support, of elevation, where the words that guide us are given a home. It felt like the right gift because that's what you've become for this community. You hold us up, you lift us with your words, we struggle to find them ourselves. Welcome, Rabbi. So glad you're here.
Is this working? No. All right. During the recent blizzard, I was watching a roaring fire in my fireplace. And it struck me that sustaining and growing a community is a lot like starting, stoking, and feeding a fire. Anyone who's ever... Oh, is this one on? Hello. All right. Anyone who has ever started a fire knows that when you see the first flickers of flame is when the work begins. If you don't give that little flicker of flame oxygen and fuel, if you get complacent, that flicker just goes out in an instant. We have now officially installed Rabbi Monson, but the truth is he has already been working to support this community for 8 months. And what he has done in that time is remarkable. I have watched our Shabbat attendance go from barely a minion to as many as 70. The new Bethel Teen Time regularly sees an excess of 15 teenage participants, and parents are telling me that their teenagers are asking to come to shul. It is now common to see new faces at Bethel, and we have already gained 12 new families as members. The flame is lit. We are the kindling. All of you who showed up for candidate visits, who served on committees, who opened your homes for salons, who have started or coming back to Bethel, you are the kindling, and Rabbi Monson is the spark that lit a flicker from our kindling. This is the moment to feed that fire. If we don't, the flame won't catch. It needs oxygen. It needs fuel. That teen program, Rabbi Monson is personally funding it. That is not sustainable, and that is not who we are as a community. The 70 people coming for Shabbat are coming to make new friends at luncheons and enjoy engaging speakers. Those speakers are friends of Rabbi Monson doing him favors. That's not sustainable, and that's not the kind of community that I know we are. Collectively, and for decades, the people in this room and so many others have poured themselves into this community, into this building, and into this installation. We cannot take the flickering beginnings of the flame in the kindling for granted now when we can see it. It's time to feed it, to breathe life into it, and to ensure that it can continue to be passed down Lador Vador. I am excited to tell you that the combined search and installation committees have collectively pledged to match every dollar contributed up to $13,500 to support Rabbi Monson's work to grow and sustain this community. For those who believe in gematria, I discovered something kind of amazing this morning when I did the math. I'll do it for you. There were 250 people who RSVP'd to come today. That $13,500 potential match divided among 250 people equals $54 per person. 3 times high for anyone who didn't get that. If every individual here gave just $54, we would meet that match and raise an extra $27,000 to fuel the fire that we know we can make. Now, remember, not everyone here can give $54. There are some infants. So if you are able to give more, of course, that would be wonderful. There is a QR code in your program. There is one on every single table. If you believe, like I do, in this truly sacred community of Beth El Yardley, fuel the fire. Let's match the pledge. Both Rabbi Grunberg and Rabbi Monson spoke about partnership today. Rabbi Monson is pouring himself into this endeavor for us. Your response today will communicate to him what kind of partner we're going to be in this. So please be part of our future. To conclude our installation and take us to the lunch I know you are all anxious to get to, I'd like to call up Manya Moshe and Ravi Monson to lead us in Motzi. We are a people of traditions, one of which is the simultaneous eat and schmooze, which has been known to delay both the eating and the schmoozing. So, to get everyone to eating and schmoozing as fast as we can, this public service announcement. There are 2 identical food stations outside. Those of you on this part of the room, please exit the back door where you will find your nearest food station. To those of you on this side of the room, please use double doors and do not stop at the first station. Continue towards the atrium where you will find a second station to get schmoozing and eating happening faster. Okay, with that, ladies and gentlemen, lunch is served.
שחקי על החלומות, זו אני החולם שחקי באדם מאמין, כי עודני מאמין בך, שחקי באדם מאמין, כי עודני מאמין בך, כי עוד נפשי דרור שואפת, לו מכרתי על עגל פז, כי עוד אאמין גם באדם, גם ברוחו רוח חז, כי עוד אאמין גם באדם, גם ברוחו רוח חז. שחקי שחקי על החלומות, זו אני החולם שחקי באדם מאמין, כי עודני מאמין בך, שחקי באדם מאמין, כי עודני מאמין בך, כי עוד נפשי דרור שואפת, לו מכרתי על עגל פז, כי עוד אאמין גם באדם, שחקי על החלומות, זו אני החולם סך